Hello and welcome. Today, I am so excited to share with you how to create one of the most incredible meals you can possibly make right in your own kitchen. A perfect, crispy fried fish feast. We're going to cover the whole shebang, from the fish itself to the most fragrant rice and a beautiful creamy sauce to go with it. I promise, by the time we're done, you'll see just how easy and unbelievably delicious this is.
And you know what? I stand by that 100%. When you're the one in control, when you pick the ingredients and you master the technique, the result is just something else. We're talking impossibly crispy on the outside, with that fish staying perfectly tender and juicy on the inside. I'm going to let you in on all my secrets to make sure you nail it every single time.
So, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start with finding the perfect fish and whipping up a simple but super flavorful marinade. Then, while that's doing its magic, we'll get started on our authentic Sayadiyah rice and a creamy 5-minute tahini sauce. After that, it's time to master the art of frying, and then we bring it all together for a feast you won't forget.
All right, first things first, let's talk about the fish. The entire foundation of this meal really depends on choosing the right one and getting it prepped to be the absolute star of the show.
Okay, so here's the first little secret. You want to look for a fish that's roughly the size of your palm. Why? Well, if it's too small, it's just going to dry out in that hot oil. And if it's too big, the outside will burn before the inside is even cooked through. That palm size, though, that is the absolute sweet spot for a perfectly cooked, juicy result.
Now let's talk about building that incredible taste. My whole philosophy here is to keep it simple but powerful. This marinade uses this beautiful blend of spices that are really designed to complement the fish, not to completely overpower it. So here's our magic blend. We start with salt, of course. Then we've got that warm cumin and coriander. We'll add some ginger, chili, and garlic powder for that nice depth of flavor, and just a touch of turmeric for a beautiful color. Now here's a little pro tip that makes a huge difference. If you can, try toasting your own whole cumin and coriander seeds before you grind them. Oh, the aroma is just absolutely out of this world.
The process itself is so simple. First, you're going to make a couple of scores on the thickest part of the fish. That lets all the flavor get right in there. Then, mix your spices with some fresh garlic and lemon juice and just massage that marinade all over. Now listen up, because this next tip is crucial. Let the fish rest belly down. What this does is it allows any extra liquid to drain away, and that is the secret to getting that unbelievably crispy skin later. Seriously, don't skip this step. So while our fish is marinating and soaking up all those amazing flavors, we're going to make its classic partner, Sayadiyah rice. And listen, this is not just any old side dish. This is a deeply savory, fragrant rice with this beautiful rich brown color that all comes from one simple technique. The single most important secret to this entire dish is the onions. That deep, savory flavor and that gorgeous color, it all comes from patiently sautéing your onions until they reach a rich, dark brown. But you've got to watch them like a hawk. There's a very fine line between perfectly caramelized and burnt. And trust me, burnt onions will make the whole dish bitter. And here is the technique that guarantees that perfect color every time. Once your onions are that perfect deep brown, add hot water to the pan before you add the rice. This step creates this beautiful dark broth. Then, the rice will soak up all that color evenly as it cooks. If you throw the rice in first, you're going to end up with a blotchy, uneven result. This tiny little step, it makes all the difference in the world. All right, one final piece of the puzzle before the main event. You know, every great fried fish needs a cool, creamy sauce to cut through the richness, and this 5-minute tahini is the absolute perfect companion.
It is unbelievably simple. You're going to start with your tahini paste. Now, while you're whisking continuously, you're going to slowly, and I mean slowly, stream in some lukewarm water. Don't just dump it all in at once. Adding it gradually is the only way to get a perfectly smooth, silky, lump-free sauce. Once it's nice and creamy, just stir in your garlic, lemon juice, vinegar, and a little cumin and salt, and that's it. It's done.
Okay, the moment of truth has finally arrived. The rice is steaming, the tahini is ready, our fish is just packed with flavor. It is time to fry, and I'm going to share the secrets to getting that shatteringly crispy skin that you dream about every single time.
So how do we do it? How do we get that perfect shatterproof crunch? It's not about some complex batter or fancy kitchen gadgets. Nope. It all comes down to two very simple, but absolutely non-negotiable rules that I live by in my kitchen.
Rule number 1, and this is the big one. Your fish must be dry. After it's done marinating, take a paper towel and pat it down until it's completely dry. You have to remember, moisture is the #1 enemy of crispiness. Any water on that skin is just going to steam in the hot oil, and you'll end up with a soggy fish. A dry surface is the only way to get a truly crispy crust.
And rule number 2, give your fish some space. Don't overcrowd the pan. If you add too many fish at once, the oil temperature plummets. And what does cool oil do? It soaks into the coating instead of instantly crisping it up. By frying just 1 or 2 fish at a time, you keep that oil scorching hot, which is what creates that light, crunchy, perfect exterior.
And now for my favorite part, a little secret straight from my family's kitchen. We call it Mama's finishing spice. As soon as that fish comes out of the hot oil and onto a wire rack, you sprinkle this mix on immediately. The heat from the fish just blooms the spices, creating this final layer of flavor on that crispy skin that is just, it's incredible. Trust me on this, it's a total game changer.
And just like that, everything is ready. The fish is golden and crackling, the rice is fluffy and so aromatic, and that tahini is cool and creamy. It's time to build our plate and enjoy this masterpiece. I mean, this is what it is all about. You take a generous scoop of that savory Sayadiyah rice, you lay a perfectly fried fish right on top, and then you give it a beautiful drizzle of that cool, creamy tahini sauce. Every single bite is this perfect combination of crispy, fluffy, and creamy. It's just pure comfort on a plate, and you made it yourself.
So there you have it. Every secret, every little technique I've shared, they're all yours now. You have the complete roadmap to one of the best meals you will ever make in your own kitchen. So, the only question left is, are you ready to create this unforgettable feast for yourself? I promise you, it is absolutely 100% worth it.